drawing, sculpturing, decorating, arts and crafts, textile and felt processing, hunting, falconry, smithworks and jewelry. We showcase our national identity in the Kazart program.
Please look here. There are 3 colors. The first color reflects white light dots, second one is lighter than the previous color, and the third color are dark waves. These 3 colors found their own harmony and are depicted on the composition. Zhienbai Orenbayev is an art teacher and a well-known artist in Kazakhstan. His daily life starts from teaching his students, who will be artists in the future. Zhienbai Orenbayev is known in pictorial art with his own signature. Please look at this composition, where 2 colors found their own successful solution. If you notice, the shape of these horses are similar to each other, and they are repeated twice. This one is a first original version. The second time, the horse's one leg was depicted in another way. Zhienbai was noticed with his talent since his school years as he drew all wallpapers and other artworks of the school. The interest and love to the art of this little boy from the village brought him success and achievements in pictorial art, and he could find his own signature as well. I loved drawing since my childhood. After the army, I was enrolled to the Tashkent Pedagogical Institute and majored in art and graphic department, and successfully completed it. After graduation, I was sent to the Kazakh Pedagogical Institute as a teacher. It was a very far institute for me, where I refused to go there, and I was redirected to the Sirdarya region, as there the pedagogical schools was opened. Me and my friends started working there. Basically, I had to work 1 year by the contract, as I got used to this area and stayed here for a long time. I worked 17 years at this school. Zhienbai lived in Uzbekistan for a long time and came back to his motherland. He started to work at Saryagash Sanatorium of his homeland as an artist. The artist, who mastered the techniques of colors on the white canvas, started to depict his thoughts about nature, life, and humanity. Especially the artist is interested in culture and history of the native country and the scenery of nature.
Zhienbai Orenbayev достаточно известный казахстанский современный художник, который очень активно.
Today, Zhienbai Orenbayev is a well-known artist who works hard in pictorial art. Last 2 years, he exhibited twice his works in the Central Exhibition Hall of the Kasteyev State Museum.
Для художников это действительно это большой труд. Это говорит о его активной творческой деятельности, о плодотворности именно его творчества.
Consequently, exhibitions show talent and hard works of the artist and great compositions of a master. We are able to see Zhienbai Orenbayev's hard work and creativity through his works. Zhienbai mostly paints in landscapes and still life genres. Constantly from his landscape compositions, we can see the artist's love to his native land, Saryagash. He has been working for more than 3 years in Almaty, but yearning about his native land, and it brought him to depict the scenery of nature in his works. Also, we are able to see the cityscapes of Almaty.
Также мы здесь видим городские пейзажи, алматинские улочки, знакомые переулки.
Pictorial art is significant with different colors, objects and space, lights and shadows. Through different colors, the artist depicts the life phenomena. They show the talent of the artist. A still life genre gives the artist more freedom in the arrangement of elements within a composition than paintings of other types of subjects such as landscape or portrait. That's why the purpose of the artist to depict the spirit and mood as well. What the artist could show resonates in painting as a writing poetry with an amazing combination. We can see a whole world from the still life genre. The products which are drawn there found harmony between each other and every element that the artist showed in the composition found their own colors and place as well. In the composition of the flower, an artist used light colors, which gives the joy to the heart. There are also compositions of still life genre that combine home life. From the artist's creativity, we can see gentle beauty. All his works are the result of his romantic personality. His love to the native land, yearning about the village where he grew up, are depicted in his paintings. When you see the compositions about the village painted by the artist, you can receive the impression as the artist traveled to his childhood. The first time the painter took part in the Republican contest of the Gulistan city, Uzbekistan, and showed there his 7 works. They are still life and landscape compositions.
Жиенбай сам по себе очень человек выдержанный, скромный, и, наверное, в его палитре...
Jibek is a self-composed, modest, and respectful man. We can see his inner world through his compositions. Jibek Orenbayev depicts all his compositions in restrained tones. They're exquisitely mixed colors that show the high taste of the artist and how he used the colors palette.
Мы действительно видим высокий вкус в использовании цветовой палитры.
An artist's compositions that were presented to his art lovers included the most important theme, love to the native land and yearning about the motherland. This yearning connects him with the country's past and future. This is why he describes his love for his native land through his paintings. For example, you're able to see them in his compositions as The Road to the Village, Autumn, The Way to Jailao, After the Rain, and The Last Snow. An artist depicted the village's life, the beautiful view of nature in the season, and what is close to him, he painted in the landscape genre. All the times, humans prefer to depict the beauty of scenery and the environment, as the nature and people are close to each other. A person who saw the great steppe and different nature of the country will be amazed by the scenery. Therefore, the theme of nature has taken a special place in pictorial art of Kazakhstan. There were a lot of artists who depicted paintings to this theme. All artists' works in Kazakhstan are based on this genre. The landscape art has a great influence on the visual arts. We can see the national tradition of the past and future in the beautiful scenery of the Kazakh steppes in the artist's compositions as Craftsman, Nauruz Dance, In the Darkness, The Garden of My Childhood. The artist showed deep philosophical thoughts in his impressive landscape and life stories compositions. Today, these works of Jibek Orenbayev reflect the art of Kazakh lands and appreciated by art historians and art critics in pictorial art.
Қадірлеушілер арасында өзінің лайықты бағасын алып жүр.
Я работал над многой темой, но мне ближе как-то
I worked a lot on different themes. However, I'm close to drawing the landscape of the village, as I love the view of the village more than the city bustle. Therefore, I draw my compositions freely and successfully.
Вот поэтому, наверное, они так идут охотно. Ну, конечно, я пишу натюрморты и портреты также.
Of course, I do not depict only still life genre, also landscape and portraits compositions. If I talk about the technique, I use the watercolor and they can be sold well, as there is a high demand for them. Those works I dedicated to the theme of still life and the landscape genre. Then I started to draw with oil paints. Recently, I began to draw with acrylic colors. Jibek, who grew up by the Western and European schools, prefers to show the Kazakh world and originality on his paintings. During the drawing of a picture, he tried to depict the image of our nation in a harmonic way, as he reflected them in conformity with rich meaning to open the image. His landscape works are full of mystery, and the scenery of the native land arise in Jibek's yearning feelings. I draw landscape in a different way. My compositions in oil and watercolor depicted in plein air paintings, and I always keep a wide panorama that allows achieving a large scale and epic sounding of a canvas. The love for nature landscapes is not accidental, as I try to show on the paintings the beautiful view of the scenery, and my other works depicted from the results of impressions. I also have other landscape compositions that included different elements. I think we can see this method among other artists as well, as some works require painting details as a tree or something.
Жиенбай Орынбаев көп жанрлы қылқалам шебері болғанымен өзінің жанына
Jibek Orunbayev draws his compositions in a different style, especially he's interested in the landscape genre. The peculiarity of the artist in the landscape genre is what he can accurately determine the exact season of the nature, the colorful solutions of changes, and he is able to characterize every detail of nature. One of the main themes of the artist is landscape genre and the theme of a village. Particularly in his landscape compositions, he depicted the evening times of the village and the life of the village. My paintings are different from photographic art. I do not depict the environment in the exact same way in my compositions. Secondly, I can't say as they are realistic. Therefore, there are a lot of demands to my compositions. That's why the paintings should be different from photographic works. Currently, I work with realistic style paintings. I use the technique of oil paints and acrylic. In the future, I'm planning to use it in my paintings, the technique of watercolor. The themes of my works are different, and I will keep it as well, as I've never depicted my compositions in one genre. I continue my work in the same way and paint still life, landscape, and portrait genres. I'll try to show some scene genres in my composition. The colors reflect the meaning of pictorial art. The artist's singularity from other artists is he is able to show colors in a magnificent way. Jibek Orunbayev was able to accomplish in his compositions the methods of using colors in a successful way. My paintings changed with time. Here you can see my previous works. They are different from the current one that are typical for any artist. The artist perceives the world differently in different stages of his life. So I depicted my first composition when I was 25. I can say I looked at the world differently, but now I have another opinion. My style and technique of drawings have changed.
Да, у меня есть очень дорогая для меня работа. Это портрет моего отца.
I have a priceless picture for me. It's a portrait of my father, and unfortunately this work is not here. Besides this work, there is a grandmother composition, but she is not my grandmother. I was brought up by my grandmother, and it was just an image of a grandmother. This image is priceless to me as well.
Так, есть, конечно, картины, которые вот более-менее мне нравятся.
There are other pictures that I like. Usually I leave them to myself. First of all, an artist is a creative person. It is impossible to become an artist if you draw two compositions or more. As the artist should express his thoughts through various techniques, themes, and regularly devote himself to the art and live with the life of the artist.
Регулярно посвящать этому себе и жить жизнью художника.
Constantly, an artist could choose materials to draw an image of someone. We know the artist should use them in the right order. Owing to them, he creates his own signature. Today, we live in a time of advanced technology where artists have a lot of opportunities in pictorial art. It requires research and qualification of the artist.
Но современный художник должен идти в ногу со временем. Я думаю, художник никогда...
I think a modern artist should be creative what is in demand nowadays. An artist is always in his searching way and should receive other achievements. There is a saying, people of art are ahead of time. For example, a well-known artist, Leonardo da Vinci, a long time ago tried a technique that is popular in art today. I know compositions of artists which were not accepted 100 years ago, but today those paintings are very popular in the country.
Вот я знаю произведения художников, которые были не признаны 100 лет назад, зато они очень популярны сейчас. Казахское изобразительное искусство, в частности...
Kazakh pictorial art and paintings are rich with national motifs, the illustrated multinational signatures of different artists. The theme is also extensive. Our art develops according to the modern requirements. We are not inferior from any other countries.
Мы в основном развиваемся, я думаю, в ногу со временем, мы никак не отстаем относительно других стран.
Jinbai's future purpose is to search in his works a new technology methods, to find a new decision and then connect all of them. Also, an artist would like to show the national peculiarity, customs and traditions, and the history to depict the future and the current life of our nation.
Но я в дальнейшем пробую себя в других направлениях, нежели в реалистических. Это, скажем,
I'm planning to draw in different styles besides realism, and I think about impressionism and the elements of abstractionism to depict in my compositions.
И потом у меня есть планы сочетания различных направлений, различных жанров, возможно. Вот такая смесь. Вот я хочу сказать про своих детей. У меня двое моих детей пошли по моим стопам.
My elder daughter also chose art and she completed the Shymkent Art College. My son finished the 3rd year of this art college. This spring, my daughter exhibited her works with my compositions in the exhibition.
И дочка успела уже выставляться вместе со мной. Вот весной этого года представить свои работы.
Мен Жиенбай ағаны негізі танитыма 2 жылдай болып қалды. Ол кісіні өте сыйлаймын.
I've known Jianbai for almost 2 years. I highly appreciate his works and respect him as well. He is a talented artist and a great teacher. When he teaches his students, he is able to express his thoughts and knowledge in an exact way.
Өте тиянақты, ойын нақты жеткізе алады. Бұл кісіден өзім де көп нәрсе үйрендім десем болады. Және де
I can say as I have learned a lot of things from him. Jianbai is a very talented artist. And I visited both of his exhibitions. The compositions that were depicted by him inspired me, as they have a deep meaning.
Себебі бұл туындыларында терең мағына бар.
Мы должны разобраться в сочетании тон и цвет.
We have to sort out the color combination of tone. We talk about the light of color. Most successful artists know how to use color and receive the advantages of colors. You should see the difference of colors through their combination. So I see you have already completed some work. Let me show your work. Can I remove this one? First task was completed very well, as the shape of the pigeon was depicted with white colors tone.
Форма голубя у нас имеет белый оттенок.
Ұстаз ретінде бұл кісінің өзінің жеке методикасы бар десем болады.
As a teacher, Jianbai has his own methods. There are a lot of students who would like to learn from this person. As I said earlier, he explains the lesson very well and has his own unique ways of teaching. For example, many students graduated from the school with excellent marks. Jianbai's hard work is one of the reasons of his students' successful completion of the school. I can say this person knows deeply his profession, as painting, pictures, and compositions, and could open the theme of each lesson.
Кескіндеме, сурет, композиция дейміз ғой. Әр сабақтың сырын аша білді десем болады.
Currently, Zhianbai Orenbaev is a great teacher. He gave all his knowledge about pictorial art to his students, and he can also criticize his own creative works. The main thing is he has a great talent in pictorial art, as an artist always is searching, as they brought him to the new stage of the pictorial art.